Hi everybody and welcome to the 5 Bytes podcast. I'm your host, Rory Monahan. Good news to start the podcast with this week. It looks like the Spectre and Meltdown security chaos may soon be coming to an end for some of you out there. Microsoft will be making available Intel Microcode updates. The initial updates which have been made available are for some Skylake devices running the Windows 10 Fall Creators Update. This Microcode update is available through the Microsoft Update Catalog under KB 4090007. Expect additional microcode updates from Intel as they become available to Microsoft. It also appears soon that the registry hack that many of us had to put in place to allow previous Windows updates to work with certain antivirus programs may no longer be required, with Microsoft announcing they have worked with antivirus partners to ensure compatibility. At the end of the Microsoft blog post, which details the recent microcode updates and what will be coming in the future, it's emphasized to stay up to date and that the Windows 10 Fall Creators Update is the most secure version of Windows. Whether or not they will make these available for other operating systems remains to be seen and is not mentioned in the blog post, but I really hope so. Microsoft's refusal to hand over private emails stored in Ireland to the US government in this multi-year saga continued this week with the case going before the Supreme Court of the United States. Microsoft continued to argue it is paramount to the validity of their cloud business that the customers' data privacy is protected when stored overseas, while some in government argued that preventing them from getting the data stored elsewhere will encourage others to evade US law by storing their sensitive data in other countries. The Department of Justice's lawyer at one point accused Microsoft of creating a mirage when claiming complying with government subpoena would break overseas privacy laws, which was quickly shut down by Justice Sotomayor, who pointed out that numerous other companies are telling them the same thing and have the same concerns as Microsoft. Justice Alito at one point seemed to suggest that if the person whose data they're trying to get is not Irish and Ireland played no part in the decision to store the information there in the first place, and that the data could be moved by that person someplace else, then it's difficult to see why Ireland has any interest in this at all. The defense then rightly pointed out that the United States sure would care about data being stored within the US, and also Ireland or any sovereign nation would and should be concerned about enforcing their own laws. A decision from the Supreme Court is expected within the coming months. In other news, it has been reported by CNBC that Michael Dell has been working on details for the VMware Dell merger. It has been suggested this could be a reverse merger, with VMware taking Dell back into the public market. This is off the back also of recent result reports suggesting that server and PC manufacturers have been seeing a pretty strong growth in sales. In related news, HP reported revenue growth of 14% year to year, with PC sales way up. One has to wonder what this means for HP as a whole now that the company has divided into HP Inc. and HPE, with HP Inc. being their PC server and printing business. Interestingly, it has been reported that HP sales have eaten into Lenovo and Dell's market share. Citrix released XenApp and XenDesktop 7.17 with a couple of cool features like the possibility to set whether published applications launch from the publish share desktop session or from a published app within the same delivery group. The content redirection feature has also seen some updates, and for me this is one of the most important recent features, and I hope to see it further developed in the future. There is also a new PVS API for more PowerShell goodness, as well as a host of other new features and fixes. TurboServer 18.2 has been released, which includes new analytics, API keys, and support for the latest Windows 10 Insider. It has been reported by Petrie that a free version of Microsoft Teams may soon come to be. This makes sense as Slack is dominating that space and is free. And now for this episode's hot job. Orium Ad3 have posted looking for an experienced AppV sequencer. It appears for this job you do have the ability to work remotely, and you would be working alongside one of the sharpest talents in the App V space today, my fellow Microsoft MVP, Dan Goff. As always, I will include links for everything referenced in this on the YouTube description and on my site, rorymon.com. And now for this episode's scripts, tricks, and tips. This episode features some tricks provided by the incredible Helga Klein, who has a great article with some Windows registry tricks that you can try out. Some of these are already new and have used in old VB scripts, but some I didn't know, like short commandlets to launch multiple instances of regedit, which will come in very handy for me. The article was posted quite a while ago, but it contains information which is still just as useful today. As always, thank you very much for listening.